am the co-founder of CAMPO. I started with my best friend Jill, and we're here today to teach you how you can go on vacation from the comfort of your home with our new destination collection. Again, we're so grateful to be here. We're so excited to be with you and your homes and to share with you some really fun tips on how you can really de-stress and really take yourself to this magical place. Before we get started, I want to give you a few kind of background tips on essential oils in case you're new to essential oils, and then we'll get into why we came up with the destination collection. But as you can see behind here, we have this incredible sample display where you can come down and you can experience CAMPO here at the incredible reimagined health center here for Hogue. We are just so blessed to be a part of this partnership here. And Justin, my husband, he is a wellness and expert, so he's going to also share some of his tips on how you can ground and connect and really take stress away, which is one of the biggest benefits when you head on vacation. I think you come back recharged and grounded because you've had great sleep and proper food. And so we'll touch on not just essential oils and aromatherapy, but we'll kind of treat the whole body today and how you can have some fun ways to discover to have a staycation at home. So let me start a little bit from the beginning with CAMPO. Again, I said I started this with my best friend Jill, and one of the most important things that we wanted to do was we wanted to reimagine what essential oils and aromatherapy could be. And so we wanted it to be intoxicating in the way they smelled, really smelled beautiful, where you could actually replace perfume or cologne. And we felt that if it smelled intoxicating, then you would be more apt to reapply these rituals and incorporate them in your daily life. We really wanted the packaging to be standout and minimal so that it would rest above the counter instead of below the counter. That way you'd be more incorporate, you would incorporate it into your daily rituals. Oftentimes, like vitamins, you set them under the counter, you forget to take them. So we wanted it to just be really minimal. It could be at your vanity, your kitchen counter, your office. We wanted to have integrative ingredients, so we scoured the globe to find the absolute most beautiful essential oils, and we bring them back here to the States where we blend them. We are a female-owned and operating company, and so we wanted to have knockout healing powers, smell intoxicating, integrative ingredients, and so it's really important that you know what you're putting on it. We often joke around and say it's like if Apple had an essential oil baby, what would that look like? Clean, intuitive, modern, smell intoxicating, knockout healing powers. So that's where we are, and we did want to disrupt the whole industry as we saw it at the time, which was you could either walk into a Whole Foods or some kind of health food market, and the experience would either be an A or an F. You'd either get somebody highly educated that could help you through that process, or you were on your own. And then the other way we saw it happening was these home parties where, again, you'd go home with all these expensive, and for us, that we felt was super important, was to help people educate themselves by making things pre-blended. So when we launched the collection, we started with 4 very simple ethos, and we launched with energy, focus, relax, and sleep, because we felt that that was what we needed in our lives, and we felt that that was the most universal, appealing ethos, that if you walked up to anyone, who could say no to those 4 things? So that's how we launched CAMPO. So we have our 4 daily rituals, and then that took us to, well, head to toe, there's so many wonderful things that essential oils can do for you. So we created halo for your head, breathe, to open up when you're congested, muscle, and so on and so forth. We have about 8 other wonderful remedies, natural remedies in our collection. And the one that we're here to speak to you today about is our destination collection. It's our very newest addition. We're so proud of it, and it's just so beautiful. It's based on our California roots. Being a California girl, growing up at the beach, it's one of our most favorite places to go. We go in the morning to run, we go, on the weekends to play, we go, in the evenings to sometimes, meditate or pray or really reflect on the day. So the ocean and the beach is really powerful and very important to our family. So we're going to really focus on that piece of the destination collection today. But again, when you come to California, we're so lucky to be in this beautiful, we're like on vacation 24/7 here. But when you talk to other people, they'll come and the beach is one of the biggest callings when you come to California, but then people, go to the canyons, the desert, and the woods. And so that's what the collection, it's 4 beautiful scent stories of ocean, canyon, desert, and woods. So those are that makes up the destination collection. And everything that we're going to share with you in terms of the rituals and focusing in on the beach and the healing powers of the ocean, you can take those same rituals and tips that we're going to share with you, and you can apply it to the canyon, the desert, or the woods collection as well. Because, I mean, for us, we love, there's so many places that we love to vacation. We love to go to Colorado, to the mountains. So like woods and nature, those healing properties are just, I can totally relate with that. So for those of you at home thinking, oh my gosh, maybe I really like to escape to the woods or the canyon or the desert, you can take everything we're saying today and go to those other places, or even anything that's your favorite spot in the world. It doesn't even have to be those 4 places. And the beauty of essential oils really taps into your olfactory and your senses. It's so powerful. It's one of our most primal gifts that we have. So any of you can sit there right now, and for me, one of the examples we used actually last time is, if you've ever gone to Hawaii, you step off the plane and you just instantly can smell that plumeria, that Hawaiian, that beautiful sweet smell of the plumeria. Or when you get a lei, you know, maybe at graduation, many of you have been going through graduations right now, so that smell of the plumeria is just so ingrained. That's what we want to help you guys create, so that you can start to not only take these rituals that we're telling you, that we've got some fun ones to have a little staycation at home, but once you start really using essential oils, whether you're diffusing them or you're applying them to your skin, it really can just trigger you to that place, and it becomes that simple. So let's get started. We started CAMPO because we really wanted to create products that made life more simple and gave wellness back to the community with really clean ingredients. And we're really proud of that, and we've brought it to market, and we're having such a great response. There's 2 ways that you basically can experience essential oils. I tapped into that a little bit earlier. You can diffuse it in the air, which is a really easy, passive way to do it. There's no fear of dogs or children, you know, getting burned or knocking over. It's just a wonderful passive way to enjoy essential oils by breathing them in. And so that's one way that's really easy, and you can do it at nighttime. Our diffuser is great because it has auto shut off, so you can turn it on and it will just automatically shut off after about 3.5 hours. I'm going to go ahead and get this started so you can see it while we hear talk today. So again, as we're talking about escaping to the ocean, we brought our ocean blend, and it's so beautiful. I wish you could smell it.
So good.
It has lavender, French lavender. It has Palo Santo, which is like this woodsy, it's just so complex and wonderful. The Palo Santo that we source is fair trade, and it's beautiful. It falls naturally from the trees, and then that's harvested just from what's fallen naturally, and then that's pressed into the oil that we have in this. It also has bergamot and neroli. Neroli is a really beautiful oil. There's some fun facts about neroli. It was one of the first oils ever used in perfume, and it was used for royalty, and it's still used today in some of the most classic perfumes out there on the market that you would be familiar with. I like to put a lot in here. I'm going to join here. We're going to fill up this whole big space. Yes. The diffuser usually, this size would do about a 300 square foot room, like your living room or your bedroom. So there's just a button here. You press it one, and it's going to turn on. And then there's a little nice night light. So if you want to create kind of the ambiance of a candle, you can have that as well. So again, getting back to the ingredients of ocean, you've got bergamot, which is bright and citrusy. And so this is our interpretation of what we think the ocean means and feels to us. And we wanted to create something that would uplift your spirits and then calm you at the same time. And so the ingredients that I just mentioned, which is lavender, bergamot, neroli, and Palo Santo, is what kind of brings you to that place. It's joyful, it's relaxing. I mean, I can think about times where you're splashing in the water and you're full of energy, and then there's times when you're just crashed out on the sand and the sun's hitting you and you just feel so at peace. So that's our interpretation of ocean, and we just absolutely love it. So we've got our diffuser here. The other piece of, as we're going to kind of dive into the ocean and experience a staycation, imagining yourself at the beach. One of my favorite places to go to is San Ysidro Ranch, and that's like the perfect marriage for me between the canyons and the beach. So it's this wonderful little hotel tucked up on the hillside of Santa Barbara. So you see the ocean, you feel the salt air, but then you have the rustling of the eucalyptus and all the sage. So you've got all these beautiful, the power of all these natural plants that just automatically, you're getting this aromatherapy from nature. And I've said to my husband, this is before we ever started CAMPO, this would be a place that we would go to escape, to really like ground ourselves and connect as a couple, connect to ourselves and connect to the earth. And one of the first things that would come out of my mouth when we get there is I would say, oh my gosh, I can breathe. And I would just start these deep breaths. And I would be like, oh my gosh, I can breathe. And I'd look up at the blue sky, and then I'd see the beautiful ocean and the rustling trees. And so you can really take yourself to those places just, immediately by visualizing. And so that's how we connect with ourselves. And that's one of my very favorite places to go. And so when I put on ocean, I can automatically just feel myself there. I can see the beautiful ocean. I can see the fresh herbs that they plant in the garden at this hotel. I mean, just everything about it comes back to me in one instant. So talking about the beach and the ocean, there is so many natural healing qualities. It's really transformative. Justin is, gosh, he's been in the wellness industry for 25 years plus. He is proficient in so many different healing modalities. He's obviously gone on this journey with Jill and I and essential oils. So he's started incorporating a lot of essential oils into his work, which he does a lot of breath work. He does a lot of grounding work, EMF work. So those are things we'll touch on today as well. But can you just maybe give people some of the science behind why they're drawn to the ocean and the beach and how powerful it is? I know that you being a waterman, when the waves are up or when there's certain conditions, it's like a calling. You can't even help yourself, but just, you're drawn to the ocean. It's so powerful. So maybe you can touch on some of the kind of scientific reasons why we're drawn that we may not even be aware of.
Definitely. Thank you. Well, first off, how amazing is Jess? Oh my goodness. Everything she's saying is just so spot on, so authentic. I love this brand, the scent stories. I had to put it on while she was talking because it smells so good. And yes, the ocean is so medicinal in so many ways. And when you can incorporate those olfactories and bring the ocean to you, it works equally as well. And there's so much science behind it. One of my favorite books is Blue Mind, and it talks about all the science behind the sounds, the light, the frequency, the vibration of it, what water does. I mean, we're mostly made of water. And so having that element embedded on you and into your soul and in those primal nerves are just so powerful. So the vibe of just going to the beach alone is just so relaxing and soothing and carefree, and you have the sunlight, vitamin D benefits from just having that sun hitting you. We can get so much energy just from the sun alone. That's how powerful it is. And when you're grounded and you're earthing, when you're barefoot at the beach, that just recharges your body. The earth has a negative ionic charge, and so does the ocean. Those negative ions are so healing, and you get so much oxygen from the ocean with all the kelp in it. So you get the fresh air, the oxygen, the negative ionic charge. It's just this saturation of neurostimulants that are just innate for healing. And when you can take yourself to the beach with your olfactory nerves through her CAMPO Beauty's Ocean Blend, it literally simulates all the benefits of being at the beach. And that's why we love it. I mean, just the sound as well. The sound is so medicinal. And so sound, light, frequency, those are the types of therapies that I love to use. And that's what we're meant to really just go back to those roots. And so when you can incorporate the sound of the waves and then the light, the vibration, I mean, our cells communicate through light, and that's when you see someone healthy, they're glowing, their skin's glowing. When they're older, their skin cells are saying, hey, we're getting older now, and they're not as bright. So that's really getting out and really getting these cells to lighten up. And you could do that, like literally just putting this essential oil on the skin and infusing the benefits of the oil on her pulse point roll-on brings you exactly right there. And the second these hit your skin, it saturates in your body, and you infuse the benefits of this oil directly in your skin. So it's just like being out in the sun. It's just like smelling the air. It's just like feeling the water and really grounding yourself. Just through your breath and your own breathing and your breath work, you can take yourself there and the water, the ocean. It's just, it really calls me, and it doesn't have to just be ocean. I think all water elements really can tie into this, but for me, the ocean is probably one of the most profound, being that we live in, right near the beach.
So a little fun fact, according to Dr. Heidi Hanna, she's the Director of Education of the American Stress Institute. She says when people are asked what is the most compelling, relaxing, beautiful place that you can imagine escaping to if you had to visualize going there, what's the answer?
Ocean.
The ocean. 80% of all people, that's what their answer is. So, so with that, if we're going to go on this journey, we're at home, we can't get to some of our favorite places. Let's really kind of walk through some of the things that we can do at home that we can simulate from being on vacation. So we've talked about sun and the vitamin D. That's so healthy. You really love blue blockers. That's something you can do if you are, having your staycation. So turning off like unhealthy lights, the LED lighting, and really getting more natural light. And then if you do have to be in an environment where there's LED, using blue blocker glasses is helpful. Is that right?
Right, at night, definitely, before you go to bed. Just gets your circadian rhythm back on, so you stay on. So you want to bring that beach to you, but then at night, when it's time to go to sleep, you want to be able to rest and restore. And we talked about that in our last chat with the Hogue and Foothill Ranch talk, and really getting that blue light out of your life at night.
So some of the other things when I think about going on vacation, when you come back, you're always like, oh my gosh, I feel so good, I feel so rested, and people even say you look like you're glowing. And another big piece of that, I think, is because you unplug. You unplug from your devices. You're not watching as much television. You're outdoors. You're breathing clean air. You're eating healthy food. You're taking time when you eat your food and your meals. You're taking time with your family, friends. When you go to these experiences, you're not rushing through your meal or standing at the kitchen counter or eating in your car. You want to sit and dine and really, leisurely, experience the food, experience the flowers on the table, experience the salt air coming off the ocean. So these are the things that when you start to have your little staycation at home, really think about the food that you would be eating in your favorite place and take the time to, buy that healthy, fresh vegetables or fruits or meats, whatever the case may be. Maybe experiment with some interesting recipes, maybe go out of your comfort zone. And I feel like all of us have a little bit more time on our hands than normal. So, take that opportunity to really kind of stretch yourself. So we've got let's slow down, let's eat, let's talk. That's the other thing. Let's storytell. Let's go back to the places that we love. Let's revisit those stories. Whether that means calling someone that was on that vacation with you, pulling out old photographs, really take yourself back there and then imprint that on your brain. And incorporate aromatherapy as you're doing this. And then again, as you start to use this in your practice, eventually you won't have to go through this whole staycation process. You'll literally either roll it on your pulse point, you'll breathe it in, and instantly it'll take you to that magical spot. The other thing that I find when I go on vacation, I come back, is I feel so rested. And I think that's in big part because you're getting a proper night's sleep. There's feels like a big, wonderful cocoon. And grounding yourself and getting a proper night's sleep is one of the biggest benefits to boosting your immune system, healing your body naturally, and then waking up refreshed so that you can start the day again. I know you've got a really special product. You've got a couple of products, but the one that I think that everybody would really enjoy hearing about is your EMF rocks.
Oh, yes. Well, sleep, when we're going into sleep and sleeping at the beach, you have the sound therapy going too, so you can put that in. She also has the sleep and the peers and roll-on, so you can infuse it. This is plant medicine. Just to go back a step before I go into the rocks, is plant medicine. It's so medicinal, and when you eat it, it's great too. You get the nutrients that they got from the soil, and now we're getting the nutrients from the plants directly on our skin, which is absorbed instantly. How we get into it. So I love your sleep oil for sleep. In addition to that, emfrocks.com is one of my other businesses, and I actually sell grounding bags. And we have these grounding bags, and we sell them at doctor clinics throughout the country, but they're unbelievable for allowing you to get that negative ionic charge. This is like walking barefoot in a bag. So you can essentially take yourself to that beach and being barefoot just by putting this on your bed or underneath your bed, and it helps facilitate healing and sleeping, and it repels the electricity and all those things that keep tapping you on your shoulder when you're sleeping. So that's a big part of these grounding bags, and the EMF Rocks is there's portable ones you can carry with you. This is more for your bed or your desk or your cars or home, but they're amazing. It's all just that frequency of the earth and that negative ionic charge, and because the positive charge of EMF, the millimeter waves, that's what chips away at your energy. And so we want to get back to the frequency of just the soothing, healing frequencies and really get that deep sleep.
So the other tip that Justin taught me a while ago is, let's go to airplane mode. We are on vacation, but let's do that every day. It really is a great practice. So when you're not needing to use your electronics, turn it to airplane mode. It's such a nice way to just shut down and not get those frequencies coming at you. And you've got the refrigerator and the Wi-Fi. I mean, it's, you can walk through your home and it's just, it's a landmine of different, frequencies coming at you. So when you can even put a timer on your router, so that at night, even if you're late owl, night owl, say, shut it off at midnight and let it kick back on at 6 a.m. Just having that period of time for your body to just heal and restore is really transformative, and I've seen the results for that. The essential oils is a great way. For me, it's a way to almost instantly ground and connect. And what's great about really tapping into the EMF and acknowledging that is that will help you stay in that deep sleep for the rest of the night. So let's see, getting back to essential oils, and for those of you that aren't totally familiar with essential oils, I started to touch on it. So there's two basic ways to enjoy essential oils. So you've got the diffuser going here, which is just a really easy, passive way to enjoy it. You're inhaling it, it's wonderful. It even has some beauty benefits because the misting of it acts as a humidifier, so at night it's wonderful for your skin when you're close by it, if it's at your nightstand. The other way you can enjoy essential oils is through applying them to your body. So I want to just point out, right here, this is our pure essential oil, and we keep them in a dark bottle. This is actually violet glass. Everything we do with Campo has an intention. And so the reason we chose this violet glass is that it helps to harness all the natural energetic properties of the oils, but then it protects it from any harmful UV rays. So that is just a beautiful luxury glass bottle that we use for our pure oils. So you never want to use pure oils directly on your skin because they're too potent at that point. You want to dilute them. So you could take our pure essential oil and you could turn this into something that you could put on your body. So if you were going to take that one bottle, you could take your favorite lotion or any carrier oil, and a carrier oil could be olive oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, any oil of your choice. We happen to use jojoba oil in our roll-ons, and the reason we use that as the majority of the oil in ours, we also have sunflower oil and camellia seed oil, which all have really beautiful hydration and nourishing benefits, so you get a little extra beauty benefit to it. We use those are our carrier oils, and so this is pre-blended. We've taken all the guesswork out of it, and that's really what we've tried to do with the entire line, is just take the guesswork out, make it really simple, not like, how many drops do I put, what's the dilution? So we have body oils, we have roll-ons, we have the pures. So in pretty much every collection, we've made it really easy to use along the way. We like to call it jet set ready, and even though we're not jetting around these days, when we are free to do so, you can take these to and from work, the gym, vacation. So that's the intention behind some of the packaging that we chose. So let's go ahead and do just a little bit of like a visualization right now. And we like to call it with a breathe beauty technique, where you really just, you set your attention. First, it's like, you can pick any place you want. Where is your favorite place right now? And,
I'm going with her.
So I'm going to put some on my pulse points, which would be your wrist, behind your neck. You can do behind your knees, biggest absorption point, and that's a big part of like when they talk about grounding to the earth. So when you put essential oils on your feet, it's just a really quick way to absorb the oils. And then the last thing I like to do is I like to take a nice generous amount in my hand, roll it around, and then just start to activate it. So I'm thinking of San Ysidro Ranch, and for all of you out there who don't know where San Ysidro Ranch is, it's just nestled on the hills of Montecito, and it's just beautiful. It's quaint. It's small. It's been there forever. Jackie Kennedy and JFK, they honeymooned there. It's got tons of legacy, old Hollywood, and they do all this farm-to-table food. You have your own little bungalow. You have an outdoor shower. I mean, it's magical. And like I said, when I go there, I just come undone and I really start to breathe. I can already feel there with you today, whether it's through the food you eat, the music you listen to, the images you put in your mind, the smells you put into your home to take you there, shutting off, grounding, going, to airplane mode. Thank you to Hogue for having us. Thank you for having us into your home. We hope to have you down here. We invite you to come down. You can experience the entire collection at this beautiful, beautiful display we have here. We are so grateful to be partnered here with the Hogue Health Center. Thank you, Justin, for being here today. You are just always my backbone, and I love being with you, and I love sharing our life together and learning and sharing with others. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Last bit. Remember, memory, reality, and imagination. Your body doesn't know the difference between them.
Oh, and lastly, anything that you've seen here today, it'll be live on the YouTube channel as well. You can go back and see it again, and then we'll post all of this on our blog at campobeauty.com. If you're interested in the EMF rocks, I'll have that on campobeauty.com, but you can also get information more on grounding and EMF protection on emfrocks.com. We also will have music lists and recipes and hotel recommendations, like all of these things that you can visualize and incorporate into your staycation. So thank you again for having us.
We'll see you at the ocean.